Hello, everyone. Welcome to the cybersecurity webinar at Cinter Technology. In an era where cybersecurity threats continue to grow in scale and sophistication, protecting organizational data, systems, and users has never been more critical. Today's session will provide practical insights and guidance to help you better understand the risks and strengthen your cybersecurity. My name is Nicole Carlson, and I'm a project manager here at Cinter Technology. I am excited to introduce our speaker for today, Jose Malalang. He is an experienced IT professional with over a decade of experience in cybersecurity, supporting foreign companies in Japan and Japanese companies in the US. He's deeply involved in promoting security awareness from across industries and government offices, helping people understand risks to build stronger, secure, everyday habits. Known for a practical, business-focused approach to security, Jose brings clear insight into how companies can better protect their people, data, and systems. Our main topic today is shown on screen. It's Introduction to AI-powered scams. It will last roughly 35 minutes. After that, we'll have a roughly 10-minute Q&A, question and answer session. You can submit your questions via the Q&A chat, which is highlighted there on screen on Zoom itself. And you can ask your questions in either English or in Japanese. If you do ask a question in Japanese, we might follow up with you after the session instead of answering it live on the call today. And with no further ado, please join me in welcoming Mr. Jose Manalang as he shares his experience on cybersecurity. Take it away, Jose.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you for joining us today and signing up. And like Nicole mentioned, will spend about half an hour today. It depends on how many questions we have, but our full presentation is about half an hour. So today we'll talk about how to protect ourselves from modern scams. People talk about AI every day. So especially the ones using AI right now, a lot of hackers, bad actors online and on the networks, they use AI to deceive people. So my goal is simple, to help you quickly spot scams, avoid mistakes, and know what to do if something goes wrong. You don't need to be a security expert. You don't need to have any certification or anything. Today's seminar is just for the ordinary users like you. So if you have any questions as we go through the slides, and you try to notice anything that feels familiar from your daily work. If something is unclear, feel free to ask, and yeah, we'll have a Q&A later. So you can write down your questions in the Q&A button. So basically, right now we use many tools. We have apps, we have QR codes, we have our phones every day that we look at almost every hour, every minute. So laptops, cloud services, they help us work faster, but also give attackers more ways to reach us. You don't need to memorize every new threat because every day it's changing. So instead, follow a few habits, pause before acting, check the sender, verify requests through another channel like a phone call or email, and report anything strange to your IT manager or security specialist in your organization. So consistent habits protect you better than guessing. So before we start, I would like to mention about sinkholes. I'm not sure if you're familiar about sinkholes. Sinkholes are, have you heard of this word, sinkhole? I think in Japanese it's called kambotsu. So basically it's a sinkhole. A sinkhole is when we talk about sinkholes, imagine something very sudden, very scary. You're driving your car and everything feels normal, and suddenly the ground beneath the ground, the road, it collapses. So in some instances, maybe you're asleep at home and the earth under your house gives way. So sinkholes appear without warning, and so security risks, they work the same way. Small problems like weak passwords or skipping updates slowly erode your foundation. So eventually, everything collapses at once. Our goal is to keep that foundation strong through simple habits. So, updating devices, verifying requests, and slowing down when things feel urgent. Think of security problems like a sinkhole. On the surface, everything looks fine, but underneath, small issues, they build up over time. Weak passwords, ignoring updates, clicking too fast. So then suddenly everything collapses. So the good news is we can prevent most, sinkholes with simple steps. Update devices, use strong passwords, and always verify unusual requests. Small habits make your foundation strong and prevent big problems. So, what exactly is a sinkhole? So, let me briefly explain. Sinkholes form when underground rock, often limestone, they dissolve as water seeps through it, creating hidden cavities. When the surface layer can no longer support its weight, it collapses suddenly. So, heavy rainfall, groundwater withdrawal, leaking pipes, and construction. Sometimes there's a construction going on next to the sinkhole, and it can accelerate the natural process, causing abrupt ground failure. So a sinkhole forms slowly as the ground weakens over time. So security risks form the same way, exactly the same way. They're very slow. One weak choice becomes a pattern, and when pressure comes, like a scam, things break suddenly. Our goal is resilience with MFA, multi-factor authentication, good passwords, and simple verification steps. Even if one thing goes wrong, the damage stays small. So we need a few reliable routines to stay safe. So talking about sinkholes, there was the sinkhole that occurred in Fukuoka. There was a major intersection in Kyushu. So in Fukuoka, there was this sinkhole that happened in the major intersection. So every traffic flow was stopped. So let's watch the video a little bit and tell me what you notice. Please take note of the timestamp on this video. Okay, so you notice from this video, how long did it take them to fix the sinkhole? So basically, the incident happened on November 9, and they were able to fix it on what date? November 15. So on November 15, the road was already passable. How did they do it in such a short time? What do you think? Because they were ready. They were ready to coordinate with, the water pipes, sewage, people in charge of dumping, filling the ground with more dirt. And they contacted the electrical companies. Everyone was fully coordinated. So in 1 week, they were able to fix that. So it's the same thing with incidents. If we are ready for an incident, then we will be able to recover very quickly. So this video, it showed a huge sinkhole in Japan repaired in only 7 days. In security, fast recovery also matters. So mistakes will happen to anyone, sinkholes will happen. We cannot prevent those things from happening, but we can be ready. So what matters is quick reporting and quick action. If you think you click something dangerous or malware, it could spread everywhere. So disconnect your device, report it right away, and change your passwords using a clean service. Recovery is faster when you act early. Preparation always beats panic. Okay, so part one, we'll look at common scams and how AI makes them more realistic in 2026. You'll see examples, phishing emails, fake text messages, QR code scams, and deep fake voice calls. For each one, I'll share simple steps to avoid them and keep your information safe. Okay, so AI helps attackers sound and look real. Every day we see social media stuff using AI. Emails match company style, voices sound like your boss, and videos look like real meetings. So we don't rely on it looks real anymore. We rely on process. If someone asks for money, passwords, or urgent action, confirm the request using a second channel, like a simple phone call. If you're like for Teams, you can use Teams or a regular email on Outlook, but don't reply to that email or text message itself. Slow down when things feel urgent. About three times now, I've had these three messages, three phishing emails from our CEO. It actually copied the way he wrote emails, and the way he did it was really, really smart. But I realized the email address there was something funny about the email address. So it was suspicious, so I reported it right away. So I didn't reply to it, so I just was able to tell our IT team to look at it. So, introduction to AI-powered scams. Scams still work because humans move fast. We move fast and we trust each other. Oh, it's our CEO. Oh, it's my manager. Oh, it's my coworker. We trust these people. That's why we reply right away. Or, oh, it's my mother. Oh, it's my sister. So that won't change. Everyone trusts everyone that you know. But what has changed is how good AI is at copying our writing style and searching the internet for our information. So don't judge messages by appearance, judge them by process. Does this follow our usual way of doing things? If not, verify first. So that the thing that made me suspicious about those emails from our CEO, why would he email me at this time about this topic? And he would never really email me directly with nobody, like nobody on CC, nobody, there was no other information in there. So it was really, really suspicious. So be suspicious all the time, especially with phishing emails. So why awareness matters? Why are we doing this seminar? We're doing this because AI has reached the power of it's hard to tell anymore whether it's real or not. Most breaches happen because someone was rushed, distracted, or trying to be helpful. Attackers use pressure, authority, or they fear to push you into acting without thinking. Oh, you have to pay now. Oh, you have to settle this issue now. It's always rushing you. So you panic. So that will give you a tendency to click, click, click. So AI tools now, they make emails and messages look almost perfect. That like there's nothing wrong with it. It looks so real. So the best defense is simple. Pause, check the sender's domain, preview links, never enter passwords from a link in an email. A short pause can prevent a big problem. So what's new in 2026? Three major changes this year. AI written, phishing emails that look exactly like a company's real emails, voice cloning that sounds like your manager or colleague asking for urgent help, deep fake videos used in online meetings to request payments or access. When something feels urgent and unusual, slow down, verify through another channel before acting. So what you need to do is make a phone call, go through a different channel, not through that information that you just got right now. So recognizing common scams, this section helps you spot scams quickly. We'll compare real versus fake emails, look at sender addresses, link previews, and attachment behaviors. Most suspicious emails can be caught in under 10 seconds. When you know what to look for, the goal is to make checking automatic, not stressful. Okay, so email phishing basics. Phishing emails try to look official by, as I mentioned before, they copy logos or names that they find online. So check the sender's domain first. This alone catches most scams. Look for generic greetings, strange wording, or unexpected attachments. Hover over links. You can hover over the link with your mouse cursor. Hover over the link to check where they really go. Sometimes the what's written on the text is different from the actual link. So hover. If an email asks for passwords, money, or personal data, verify it in another channel before doing anything like a phone call or another email to another channel. So spot the fish example. So here you can see vague greetings, generic language, urgent tone, as I mentioned, it's always rushing. And mismatched domains. The domains, they usually don't match, whatever is says in on the email is different from the website or the URL link. And sometimes there are suspicious attachments. So common examples include fake HR notifications, invoices you're not expecting, or warnings that your account will be closed. Like, oh, from now on, Messenger will be closed, Facebook will blah, blah, blah. Don't believe it. It's not true. So red flags include urgency, mismatched domains, spelling mistakes, or links that don't match the company. Always report suspicious emails instead of replying or forwarding. So this is probably a new word for you. So we talked about phishing. Now we're talking about smishing. So what is smishing? Smishing is basically phishing using SMS or short messages. So smishing is phishing by text message. Messages are short and urgent about deliveries or security alerts. Don't click links in text. Open the official app or website instead. Never share authentication codes. If a text feels off, delete or report it. This happened to me. I lived in Texas for a little bit, and I never drove there. My sister and my brother-in-law, they were driving me around. But then when I was in New York, I had three messages from the Texas Department of Transportation, and they told me that I have to pay for some traffic violations. I'm like, oh, why? I never even drove there in Texas. So when I got those messages, I checked, and the email, I mean the number, the phone number used for the short message, the text message, was coming from the Philippines. And I was like, why would a number from the Philippines text me from about something about the Department of Transportation in Texas, So that alone is so suspicious. So always check, where's the number coming from? I mean, where's the message coming from? Which number? Check the area code, everything. So always check everything. So to prevent smishing victims. So quishing is another one. Quishing is basically phishing using QR codes. So everybody's using QR codes right now. You go to the supermarket, you can pay by QR code, almost anything. You go to a restaurant, you can order by QR codes. One time I was in Shinjuku, I used a QR code. Three Coca-Cola came, three Coke drinks came to the table. So I didn't order these drinks, and it came. I was alone. Why would three bottles of Coca-Cola come in? I used the QR code for the menu, and so it was probably somebody, manipulated data on that QR code. It's very strange. So I complained to the manager. I said, I didn't order this Coke. I'm not paying for it. So, yeah, be careful. Quishing is real. Because it's hard. When you see a QR code, you immediately try to take a picture of it or try to read it, but you don't know. QR codes are just like links that you can't see. So you treat them like unknown links. Only scan codes from trusted sources. If the QR code takes you to a login page, be careful. Okay, especially the domain looks strange. Use apps that show a URL preview before opening it. Okay. So advanced AI and deep fake scams. Old security habits relied on recognizing faces and voices. Today, deep fakes can copy both, so voice and face. So don't trust identity by appearance alone. We trust identity by process, verifications through a second channel, and sticking to company approval steps. So voice cloning is vishing. So basically, it's phishing using voice. So vishing is new. Attackers can copy someone's voice using a short recording. They use it to ask for urgent wire transfers or sensitive information. If a call asks for money or access, always verify through a different channel. Don't approve changes based on a phone call alone, no matter how real it sounds. Okay, so vishing is real. I mean, in Japan, for a long time, we've had phone calls from a grandma or somebody or a member of the family. They call it the ore ore, right? So the ore ore phone calls, it was such a big issue in Japan for a long time. So this is very similar, but now they voice clone on like voice messages on your phone, and they leave messages of urgent payments. So here we shift to helpful habits, handling unwanted MFA prompts, multi-factor authentication, spotting fake login pages, and staying safe while browsing. These habits become simple once you practice them. So think of them like using, seatbelts in a car, small actions that protect you in big ways. So MFA fatigue and best practices. So MFA fatigue is kind of attackers, they sometimes spam, MFA, the multi-factor authentication. It spams you, prompting you, over and over, hoping you'll click approve in the end just to make them stop. If you didn't log in, reject the prompt, and number matching helps by showing you a code only the real login would show. If prompts continue, report it right away. So MFA fatigue, yeah. So recognizing AITM phishing, adversary in the middle phishing. So some fake websites act like a middleman. So that's why, adversary in the middle phishing. Stealing your login, even if you use MFA, signs include unusual URLs, extra dots or dashes, or login pages that appear after clicking a link in email. So safest method, type the website yourself, or use bookmarks. If you go to a Citibank or a Bank of America website a lot, bookmark it, and then always go to the bookmark. No, don't go to new links or new URLs. If anything feels wrong, stop and report. So we need to have safe digital behavior because malicious ads or fake update now pop-ups they can install harmful software on your computer. Never install updates from a website pop-up. Always update your apps from the official settings menu. So use ad blocking tools if allowed by company policy. Okay. So recognizing malvertising. Malvertising is basically advertising with malware hidden behind it. Malicious ads. So malicious ads can redirect you even without clicking. You didn't click anything, but then you got victimized. So fake update messages may look very real. If a web page tells you your browser is out of date, ignore it. Go to your your web browser settings and update from there. Only trust updates you start yourself. So how do you verify and respond to this? A verification is your strongest defense. Like I said, always check URLs, senders requests, and other requests before acting. And if you ever click something by mistake, the key is fast reporting. Quick action prevents small mistakes from becoming big incidents. Like that sinkhole, if they didn't repair that and let it stay there for a while, it could spread even, and make the hole even bigger. So it's the same thing as in this situation. We need to have safe link checking. We need to check the links before clicking a link. Like I said, hover your mouse over it or long press. If you're using a mobile, you just long press to see the real address. If the domain looks strange or has extra characters, don't open it. For any login, type the address yourself or use a bookmark. This prevents most phishing risks. So what if an incident actually happened and if you clicked or shared information that you're unaware? And this could happen to anybody, to me, to any of you guys out there. If you think you click something dangerous, 2 words, don't panic. First thing, disconnect from Wi-Fi. But don't turn the device off unless IT asks you to. They need to preserve some evidence. So report what happened. Take a screenshot, if you can take a screenshot and change any passwords using a clean device. So change your passwords right away. So if you feel like you actually, click something really suspicious or it actually spread out to your network, that's pretty dangerous. So you need to quickly report it. It will help protect everyone. So right now, since the pandemic, since 2020, we've been on remote work. A lot of people are working remotely, and digital identity is always a key thing when logging online. So in remote meetings, attackers might try to join without permission, or use deep fake videos. You've seen these videos online, like videos of people, because everything is available online right now. Yeah, anybody can use your picture and make a video out of it. So use waiting rooms, require authentication, and be cautious of urgent requests made in meetings. If unsure, end the meeting and verify. So secure remote meetings, we need to identify who are in the room with us in the meeting. So check who is in your meeting before discussing especially sensitive topics. We're talking about the budget for this year or some payments that need to be made. If someone asks for urgent payment or access during a call, verify through a separate channel. Make a phone call. Hey, manager, did you actually send me this request to pay the vendor right away or not? If not, then this was, basically it's false. So never share passwords or MFA codes in chat and trust the process, not the appearance. So don't be deceived by appearance. So what are the financial security threats right now? Financial fraud is still common. I think in part two, next month we will talk about a lot of companies that have been victimized by ransomware. Where they have to pay ransom just to access their data. So it's real. Attackers impersonate executives or vendors to change payment details. Red flags include secrecy, urgency, and new bank details. Oh, by the way, this is our new bank details. Never trust those things. So always verify changes with a known contact. Hey, Sally, did you actually guys change banks? You have to verify. Don't just send any wire transfers to anybody. Okay, so understanding business email compromise. This is what we call the BEC. So BEC usually looks like a normal business email, from a manager or a vendor. Warning signs include unusual tone, last minute changes, or payment pressure. Always confirm using a saved phone number or official contact. Never rely only on email for financial approvals. It's so easy. I'm the new, account manager here at this company. We're waiting for this payment, and can you, wire transfer this payment right away, 20K by tomorrow. Those kind of those are red flags. Never ever trust stuff like that, especially when they're like so urgent. So in summary, the main habits to remember, don't log in through emailed links, use MFA wisely, update software only through settings, verify unexpected requests, and report suspicious messages early. These small steps, they stop most attacks. So don't worry, as long as you're following these steps, even AI-powered, hacking or phishing, vishing, quishing, and smishing, all this phishing, they won't work if you are aware. So that's why we're sharing this information with everybody so that you are aware in this AI age where it's hard to tell right now. It's really hard to tell. So we just gotta be careful. So avoid login links, use strong MFA, update safely, verify unusual requests through another channel. Stay curious, stay cautious, and don't hesitate to report anything suspicious. These habits protect you and the entire company. That's all for me. I'd like to turn to Nicole for some more information.
Thank you, Jose. There's certainly a lot of creativity in scams nowadays, and we appreciate your helping us stay on top of it. Before we close today's session, I'd like to take a few minutes to introduce the company behind today's presentation, Cinter Technology Services. We were established in 2013 and headquartered in Cincinnati, Ohio. The company is led by President and CEO Hiroaki Yamaguchi, and we have steadily grown into a trusted global IT services provider. With over 13 years of experience, 10 global locations, a team of 50 professionals, and 10 strategic technical partners, our strength lies in combining deep technical expertise with a global delivery model. After opening in 2013, we have expanded to meet the evolving needs of our customers, building a strong reputation for reliability, security, and end-to-end IT support. By 2020, we'd grown our presence across the United States and became registered to support clients nationwide. And then in 2021, the company opened its first overseas office in Yokohama, Japan, marking a major step in global expansion. Today, we operate from 10 locations globally, including 9 locations across the US and Canada, and 1 in Japan. And these locations include major business hubs like Los Angeles, Dallas, Houston, Chicago, New York, Toronto, and Cincinnati, our headquarters, as well as Yokohama. This international footprint allows Cinter to provide both local support and global coordination, an important advantage for clients operating across borders. Our global operations are supported by our group, including Cinter Technology US, Japan, and Canada for all of our locations, as well as HR Plus and Cinter Career. This structure enables our company to support multinational organizations with consistent quality across functions. Sometimes we functionally become our client's IT department or project management office for companies that do not have their own, whether it's on-site or hybrid or remote. At the core of our offerings is an all-in-one IT service model designed to support clients from implementation through ongoing operations and optimization. Cinter provides services across a wide range of IT domains, including application and ERP services such as Dynamics Business Central and GP, cloud environments covering migration, setup, management, and security, and service desk operations that handle IT incidents and global help desk support. In addition to this, we deliver e-commerce development and digital marketing services, warehouse management and traceability solutions, and comprehensive cybersecurity assessments and solutions to help organizations strengthen their IT capabilities and security. By offering all of these services under one integrated model, Cinter helps clients simplify IT management, find and develop tools to improve efficiency and effectiveness of their teams, and reduce operational risk in this ever-changing modern world. And that is our presentation today. Thank you so much for your attention. We'd like to open the floor for questions. As I mentioned in the beginning, we can intake questions through the Q&A chat bot in Zoom itself, either in Japanese or in English. If we get a question in Japanese, we might follow up with you after the session instead of answering it during the session now. But we did have a number of questions coming in during the session. Thank you guys so much for engaging with us. Our first question is from our audience member, Yamada-san. She works at a small company and they don't have any formal IT department. What does Cinter recommend for a company like hers to stay on top of cybersecurity? Jose, what do you think of Yamada-san's question?
Yeah, so at Center, we actually don't base our engagement, whether a small or large enterprise. For a small company, we provide network monitoring. So we can provide monitoring the network so that we can find out if there are any suspicious communications by email or any suspicious activities on the network. We can provide that and provide a monthly report to if there's an incident, then we prioritize those incidents. If there's just for information, then we just send information about any suspicious activities. So yeah, feel free to email us and we'll be glad to help you with that.
Thank you so much, Jose. Our second question is from our audience member, Sato-san. He says he's seen scheme ammo. Okay, I know what he's talking about. He's seen scam emails to him from himself, and his IT department says to just not click it, just ignore it. But he's still concerned about how they were able to send an email from his own account. He says that yeah, he's glad that he joined today. And Jose, can you explain more about this and what he can do about it?
Yeah, so that's trending recently. The email address of the sender and the receiver, they're both the same email addresses. So sometimes it's hard to spot that because we read through emails like that quickly. So the best thing to do is report it to your IT manager if you see something like that, or just ignore it, delete it, and forget about it. But if you feel like you need to click something in there, don't be tempted to click anything on any email that you receive. I think a lot of people now know that it's really dangerous to just click away any random messages like that.
Sure. Thank you,
Does that
Jose.
does that I hope that answers your question. Yeah, I've
Hassan, I
had
hope that answers your question.
yeah, I've had that twice, like a couple of months ago. So yeah,
Yeah,
they're
and
very. Hmm. Go
we were
ahead.
even talking about this week that we saw one and it was caught by our quarantine here at Center.
Right,
Oh, it does
exactly.
happen.
Yeah, yeah. So it's spreading right now. So be careful. Any other
Thank you,
question?
Jose.
Okay, no problem.
I think that is all of our questions for today. And with that, that includes today's webinar. Thank you so much to everyone who joined and participated in our webinar and in our Q&A. We appreciate your time and we hope that you found today's session valuable. We will be having a follow-up to this conversation, which will be cybersecurity part 2 sometime next month, and I hope to see everyone there. Today, we will have a post-webinar survey. It will pop up on your screen as you're leaving the Zoom call today, and we'll be sharing some materials after the session as well. We really appreciate your time again, and we're looking forward to your feedback and looking forward to seeing you next month.
All
Thank you,
right.
everyone.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
See you next month.
See you.